Hello, welcome back to my channel. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm Poison Ivy right now. I wanted to do a series of Halloween tutorials, and this is one of my favorites. You're just gonna have to ignore the fact that I gave into the illusion. I just made a makeshift background today. That's why it was like moving in the wind and all that. So if you want to learn how I did this makeup tutorial, then keep on watching. After prepping and priming my skin, I'm applying a lightweight foundation. Here I'm using Hope in a Jar by Philosophy. I'm using a Morphe M439 brush to blend this out. To conceal my dark circles, I'm using Bye Bye Under Eye by IT Cosmetics, and I'm in the shade Tan. So here I'm applying a second layer of foundation. I'm using Estee Lauder's Double. Now you absolutely do not have to wear two foundations, but that's just what I'm doing because I like the full coverage look, and I'm also highlighting areas of my face with a lighter concealer. And I'm setting underneath my eyes only. Okay, so for the brows, I just ran Anastasia's clear brow gel through my brows, and while they were still tacky, I filled them in with Venetian red using a number 12 brush by Anastasia as well. So here I'm just contouring with color. As you can see, my ear's already a little bit green. That's because this is my second time trying this. But you're just gonna go in where you'd go in with regular contour with green. So here I'm taking a damp beauty blender, and it is a little bit dirty from my last attempt, but I'm just using it to really press the powder into my skin so it looks a little bit more blended. I'm using the same eyeshadow on a fluffy blending brush to contour my nose. Pressing it into my skin again. Here, I'm dragging up the same green color I used to contour my nose into my eyeshadow to make the whole look come together. This green that I'm using is from a Morphe 35C palette. I'm going to be using a Lorac Mega Pro 2 palette on my eyes. This color here is called Burlap, but there is a similar color on a Morphe 35N palette. So you can substitute using those two palettes instead of this one that was limited edition. This color is called Forest. It's a dark green, so I'm just using it to deepen out my outer crease a little bit. Forgot to mention the name of the brush. This is a Morphe G24 from the Gunmetal collection. Here I switched to a Morphe M441. Here I switched to a Morphe M562. I'm using NYX Matte Liquid Liner to create my wing. So just do your eyeliner as you normally would. We're going to be adding glitter and some more details in a second. Okay, first we're going to be adding glitter. I'm using NYX's Glitter Glue on an angled brush, and I'm just working around my wing because I don't like putting my wing liner over my glitter because it gets real clumpy. Do you feel me? And the glitter I'm using is Dragon's Lair by LA Splash. I'm taking Dirty Money on an S8 brush by Morphe brushes, and I'm going to do a Helix eyeliner. Now, I do a terrible job of staying in the frame, but feel free to check out Mikey's video. She was inspired by Glow Away Meg. This is a really cool trend that I feel like everyone should try out. It looks harder than it is, so I believe in you. You can do it. Here I'm adding glitter while the liquid lipstick is still wet to kind of just go with my whole costume. And for my liquid lipstick, I'm using Rhea by LA Splash. So here I'm using the same green on the same brush that we used to contour our face to contour my collarbones and add a little bit more definition. And once I change into my costume, I contour my boobs a little bit because, let's face it, in the comic books they're so exaggerated, so I kind of wanted to give into that and add a little bit more oomph, if you know what I'm saying. Poison Ivy is a pretty sparkly character, so this highlighter is perfect. I'm taking Lucky Clover from the Moonchild Glow Kit by Anastasia, and I am highlighting all over, and I mean all over my chest, my shoulders, just highlight away. I'm using the same highlighter Lucky Clover on my face. This is a fashion wig that I'm wearing, so it does slip off easily, but it's really comfortable and it's only $20. I'm just clipping the bangs of the wig back so it's not in my face all day, and I'll be sure to link it down below along with everything else that I used. These are some extra leaves that I have for making my costume. I'm going to be cutting them in half and using eyelash glue to apply them over my eyebrows the way that Poison Ivy is sometimes seen wearing. Now this particular video isn't following one Poison Ivy. I kind of drew inspiration from different comics and the movie. And after you apply your leaves, you're pretty much done. I love this Poison Ivy outfit that I made. I love Poison Ivy's character. The fact that she loves plants over humans, I mean, that's pretty cool. And if you want to learn how I made the outfit that I'm about to show you, then keep on watching. Oh, this is the outfit. I'm sorry, I'm short. I pretty much hand sewed each leaf that I hand glitter coated. So this is some old footage I found of me making my costume. I just took Elmer's glue and I'd work with about 2 to 3 leaves at a time, and I'd coat them with glue, and then I would take a toothbrush, yes, a toothbrush, and I would put glitter on the leaves and it would kind of just stay on. After I had enough leaves, I individually sewed them onto a corset that I bought at Forever 21. It wasn't expensive, but it wasn't that sturdy, so I bet if you went to a thrift store, you can find a cheaper one that is a little bit of better quality. And I didn't really care for this corset, so I didn't mind sewing the leaves all over it. And it actually turned out pretty good. I was excited at this point. For the bottoms, I did the same thing, but with a nude boy short underwear. That way the blue wouldn't peek through the way it did here. It doesn't bother me that much, so if it bothers you, be sure to get a green corset. And yeah, so I'm just planning out where I'm putting my leaves. That way everything is kind of covered as much as it can be. And once I figure out my placement, I'm just taking my needle and sewing it. I'm not sure if you could hot glue it. That sounds like the lazy way to do it to me. But the fabric just for this corset was too thin for me to do that. This is pretty comfortable. It just shows like under your belly button. And for the bottom, you'll see right here that it was just a nude like boy short underwear, if you can see. And I did the same thing, hand sewed the leaves on there, the glitter coated leaves. And I think it came out pretty neat. It's not too revealing, it's pretty comfortable. I made tights to go with it. I'm gonna put them on. I forgot to put them on, I'll be right back. Okay, so this kind of sucks. I can't really show them. I'll just lift up my foot. But I kind of took like tights and just sewed little leaves on them so it looks like leaves are coming out of my legs. I forgot to film an outro, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something cool, whether it was how to make the costume or the makeup. Poison Ivy is so much fun to be for Halloween. I hope you guys have a safe one, and I will see you in the next video. Love you. Bye.
Yeah.
I can't, I'm sorry.
Come up like rising with the plants and stuff, baby.
Okay, babe. I'm sorry. I worked out today and my thighs kind of hurt a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Look confident at me.
I don't know what that means.